welcome. We are EF Gap Year, and as a quick intro to us as an organization, we are, here we go. We are really combining the best of both worlds in terms of having a really global presence. We've got staff across the globe in over 100 different countries, but we also have a really personalized experience, especially with our GAP program. So we really work closely one-on-one with students and families to help you find the right GAP experience for you. So all of our programs are really designed to fit exactly what you want your GAP experience to be. We think of our programs kind of as a choose your own adventure. So you're really able to combine some different components in different parts of the world to make your GAP experience your own. So typically this includes exploring multiple countries in depth, traveling through Europe and also Australia and New Zealand, studying and immersing yourself in a language, gaining internship experience abroad, participating in service learning, and attending our closing leadership conference at the end of all our programs. So if you're doing our full year program, you're doing all of the things you see on the screen here, and our shorter programs combine some of those different combinations there. One of my favorite questions, and one of the first ones folks ask, is where can I go? So this is a sampling of some of the over 20 different destinations that are a part of our EF Gap programs. So as you can see, no matter whether you're wanting to be in Europe, maybe hopping across to Bangkok or Tokyo or Shanghai, maybe you want to head over to Central or South America, going to Costa Rica or down to Peru, and then over to Australia and New Zealand, all that good stuff. We've got locations for everyone, and typically students in the full year program are going to over 10 different countries and over 3 different continents. So let's break down what those program types look like. We have our Gap Year program, which is 25 weeks starting in the fall, and I'll show you the timelines for these in just a second. We also have shorter options. So a Gap semester is great if you want to combine our program with some other Gap opportunity for a semester. And then we also have shorter term programs, including a couple summer programs running this year that I'll mention in a second. And we actually have a group departing for Costa Rica for a spring program this week, which we're really excited about. So what does that year look like? This is the full 25-year EF Gap Year program. So as you can see, it starts with our orientation, this year being held in Boston. And then students will fly all together over to Europe to spend an incredible 2 weeks traveling across the continent, going to 4 different cities by train, really getting to see a lot of Europe and getting to bond with their group. Then they head into that first custom module, which is language learning. Service learning is the second custom module. So with those custom modules, you get to choose where you want to be. Then you head home for winter break. Then you're back on the road to Australia and New Zealand, onto your internship, your final custom module where you get to pick that destination, and then that final leadership academy. With the Gap semester, it looks pretty similar, just a condensed version. As you can see, these are our 5 different semester tracks. So a lot of times students will say, yes, that's the track that suits me. That's the track that suits me. So just to highlight a couple, the adventure is really Latin America focused, work on those Spanish skills, learn about sustainability. The Globetrotters, for someone who really wants to see as much of the world as possible, you're hitting 3 continents in 12 weeks and getting to do service learning in Thailand and an internship in Sydney. So I just want to break down those custom modules really quickly with language study to show you some of the destinations you can go. This is kind of your classic homestay experience. You're getting to learn a language, be really immersed in the culture, and really just make the most out of your time there in a new place, whether you're a beginner of a language or very advanced. We've got language levels for everyone. And you can see everything from Spanish to Japanese and everything in between. We've got some options there. With service learning, this is a really impactful module for a lot of students. You're working with our local NGO partners on different local issues, everything from education to sustainability to women's empowerment. Totally depends on which country you're in. As you can see, a lot of different places across the globe, from Costa Rica to Peru, from Thailand to Tanzania. So a lot of different locations there for you to be working with our local partners on different service learning topics. And finally, our internship module. This is a really great way to set yourself ahead as you start college. You've got an international internship over your belt. We work with you really individually to place you at a company or an organization where you're going to be really successful, where you're going to be able to contribute your skills and learn a lot. So perhaps you'll be in Sydney. That's always a very popular destination, as is Dublin, and Stockholm is one we're really excited to launch this year. So you can learn a lot about global business, and we've had students in a variety of fields there, and we work to make it the right experience for you. I do want to quickly mention our summer programs. We've got 2 running this summer. Happy to answer questions about them in the chat, but I won't go too in-depth now, but they're both running in July. Awesome sustainability-focused one in Costa Rica and a global business program in London. We do have college credit available. I know folks are always wondering about that. So you can earn up to 9 semester credits through our educational partner, Southern New Hampshire University, if that is of interest to you. And finally, those program fees. I would just point out our program fees do include all of that airfare. So that's something that I think is really special about our programs. We arrange, and all of that is included in your program fees, which you can see here. We do have scholarships available as well, and I'm happy to answer questions about scholarships and what those look like in the Q&A. Finally, I want to talk quickly about the application process. And I also have a QR code here for our Instagram if you want to follow along as our students depart for Costa Rica this week. Chat with one of our GAP consultants. They help you figure out the right program for you. Then we have an online application, an interview, and you book your program. So we like to make it easy and personalized for you. And hopefully you'll ask any questions you've got in the chat. I'll be here for the rest of the session. Thanks, everyone.